Some people are confident under the hardest challenges, while most people break into small pieces under just a little pressure. We all know someone super confident, right? They act like they've always been that way, totally sure of themselves. But when we explore Stoic philosophy, we find a deep, wise take on confidence. So what's the Stoics' idea of real confidence? Let's figure that out in today's video. Talking about confidence, it's not just something we talk about casually, it's something that comes from deep within us. It's not like a mask we wear to impress others, but a part of who we are. The Stoics, a wise group, really understood the heart of confidence. For them, confidence was closely linked to how they saw the universe. They thought everything was connected in a pre-planned way, almost like fate. Instead of making them give up, this way of thinking actually made them more confident. If everything is already planned, they believed we shouldn't fight it, but instead try to understand and go along with this natural order. For the Stoics, being confident didn't mean showing off or trying to be in charge. It was more like quietly believing in yourself, understanding who you are, and going with the flow of things. Think of Epictetus. He started as a slave, but became a famous Stoic philosopher. Even when things got tough, he stayed strong, trusting in his own ability to figure things out. Epictetus didn't let outside things control how he felt inside. Instead, he found confidence from within, knowing that it's not what happens to us, but how we react that really shows who we are. Seneca is another great example of Stoic confidence. Even though he went through tough times, like being sent away and later having to end his own life, his writings reveal a person who truly believed in what he stood for. When he was forced to leave his home, instead of getting really sad, Seneca used that time to write and learn. Seneca looked at every problem as a chance to think and get better. His letters to his friend Lucilius show this. He wrote about how life doesn't last forever, why trying to be famous is a bad idea, and why knowing yourself is really important. Each letter was like a lesson on how to be confident even when things are uncertain. Ever wonder how the Stoics got so much confidence? It all started with them realizing that confidence isn't about having all the answers, but being fine with not knowing everything. They understood that life is full of surprises, and we can't control it all. But what we can control is how we react to whatever happens. The Stoics, while trying to figure out confidence, often thought about death. It might seem odd, but by reflecting on the fact that life doesn't last forever, they called it memento mori. It actually made them stronger. It was a regular reminder for them about how life is short. They got braver, living each moment fully. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, went through wars, plagues, and personal losses. But his personal notes, called Meditations, show us a peek into the mind of someone who, even with a chaotic world, stayed calm and sure of himself. He wrote, "You control your mind, not what happens outside. Understand this, and you'll find strength." You probably already know that the Stoics respected nature. They thought of nature as a teacher, showing us how to be strong, grow, and adapt. For example, trees don't stay tall by fighting the wind. They bend and sway, showing flexibility and strength. The Stoics took these nature lessons as metaphors to build their own kind of confidence. To have Stoic confidence, we need to change how we see things. Instead of thinking of confidence as something some people have and others don't, think of it like a muscle. Just like a muscle needs regular exercise and thought to get stronger, confidence does too. The Stoics did this by writing in journals and having deep conversations like the ones Socrates had. Here's another valuable lesson from the Stoics. Don't depend too much on what others think of you. Even though people often connect confidence with getting awards and doing big things, the Stoics said, "No, thank you." They believed in finding confidence from within, not from what others say. They knew that always wanting praise from others can make you feel unhappy. For the Stoics, real confidence came from living in a way that matches nature and their own beliefs. Meet Chrysos, a significant figure in Stoicism. Picture him as the head of the Stoic school in Athens, sharing a valuable idea. He basically said, "Focus on logic and being a good person, not on what people think of you." He wanted students to feel confident because they knew things and did the right stuff, not just because others liked them. By saying this, he built the base for a confidence that's real and sticks around. Marcus Aurelius, a significant figure in Stoicism. He lived in Rome, where what you wear says a lot about your status. Now, here's the interesting part. Marcus Aurelius liked wearing clothes that didn't match. When people asked him about it, he said he wanted to challenge the usual way things are done and see how comfortable he could be standing out. By purposefully doing things differently, he aimed to boost his confidence by sticking to his beliefs, regardless of what others thought. Stoic confidence was also about being okay with showing vulnerability. It means recognizing and accepting our flaws and not so perfect parts, which actually proves genuine confidence. It's realizing that even though we're not perfect, we're authentic and true in what we're trying to do. Another important thing the Stoics believed in was how they saw failure. They didn't think failing meant they were not good enough. Instead, they saw it as a chance to learn and get better. They thought that facing tough times and challenges was just a normal part of being human, and that these tough moments taught valuable lessons. Take Zeno, the Stoicism founder, for example. When he was in a shipwreck and lost everything, he didn't get all sad about it. Instead, he looked at it like a new beginning. He famously said, "I might have lost my stuff, but I gained something more important myself, Zeno." This experience led him to discover philosophy and start Stoicism. Stoic confidence also meant being tough and enduring challenges. They saw a connection between how athletes build physical strength and how Stoics build mental strength. Like athletes train their bodies, Stoics trained their minds for emotional and mental challenges. They did mental exercises called premeditatio malorum, where they thought about possible bad things happening, but it wasn't to make them sad. It was to get their minds ready to handle tough moments in life. The Stoics thought that by thinking ahead about possible problems, they could face any tough situation calmly and confidently. Going a bit deeper, the Stoics often talked about how everything in life is always changing. They said that understanding and being okay with this constant change is a way to feel confident. Why? Because when you really get that everything, even your own life, is always changing, you can concentrate on what's happening right now. You can focus on doing things that are good and right, and when tough stuff happens, you can face it calmly and with a balanced mind. Now, let's talk about the Stoics and their idea of community. They felt confident by being part of something bigger. They believed in cosmopolitanism, thinking that everyone on Earth is like a citizen of the world. This idea meant they weren't alone in what they were doing. They got strength from the wisdom of everyone, learning from those who came before and those who were with them. This made them feel a shared confidence, knowing that even though each person's journey was personal, the path was well traveled by others. Let's check in on your confidence level. Imagine yourself in conversation with Stoic philosophers at the Agora. Here are 3 questions they might ask themselves to figure out how confident they were. Do I feel good about myself because of what I think? Or do I rely on what others say? Can I handle not knowing everything for sure? understanding I can't control it all, but can control how I react. When tough things come up, do I see them as problems or chances to get better? Let's both think about these questions. When we consider what the Stoics taught, it's important to know that confidence isn't about looking perfect or like nothing can bother us. It's more about truly understanding ourselves, being okay with how life changes, and finding strength in what we believe. Stoic confidence shows us how to stay strong, face challenges, and keep growing. It's understanding that our value doesn't come from what's happening outside, but from what we believe and do inside. Let's create a confidence that goes beyond looks and comes from the very core of who we are. Always keep in mind what Seneca said: facing challenges makes your mind stronger, just like working out strengthens your body. Welcome challenges, be okay with not being perfect, and discover confidence in your journey of self-discovery and growth. Because in the end, real confidence, like the Stoics, isn't about looking strong when everyone's clapping, but staying strong when things get tough. Isn't it interesting how Stoic philosophy gets us talking and thinking? I'd love to know what you learned from our chat today. Comment below and let me know what stood out for you. And if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends to spread the wisdom. Thanks for watching and seeking knowledge. See you in the next one.